What is going on, guys? Sumi here with ThoughtCast, and today I'm going to talk about hair loss. Hair is such an important thing to all of us. Hair is often a way where we identify ourselves with the way we wear it, the color of our hair, the texture of our hair, so on and so forth. And most people don't like to talk about the eventual loss of our hair. 80% of men and women end up losing their hair as they get older. And hair loss occurs for many reasons, such as genetics, age, stress, anxiety, autoimmune disorders, nutritional deficiencies, hormonal changes. I mean, the reasons for hair loss are typically overlapping within a lot of these. Most of us don't really realize that we're losing hair until it happens to a degree where we can't control it. So I want to talk about hair loss today, and I want to shed some light as to how we can prevent it, how we can treat it, and what it does to a person. First and foremost, now that we've identified why hair loss happens, let's identify the emotional impact of hair loss. Hair is so connected with who we are as human beings, especially when it comes to relationships, dating, even in business. Hair can be very important. If you're in an industry where your physical appearance is very important, hair can be absolutely make it or break it for your career, especially those with fashion, modeling, and just being a hair model, for example, that actually revolves around your hair. Outside of that, in relationships, hair is so important. I mean, for women, I'll be very blunt here, hair is so important. Women spend thousands of dollars a year. Some women spend over $100,000 a year just for their hair care, for dyeing their hair, for maintaining their hair, for going to the best top salons out there. Having hair that's maintained very well is a status symbol to a lot of women. Outside of that, even for men, having hair, especially as men get older, is a status symbol. Men are often made fun of for being bald, and oftentimes there's nothing they can do about it. Having hair loss can lead to feelings of insecurity, depression, anxiety, and just a low level of self-worth. It's very, very damaging to have that hair loss occur to you. And like I said before, you may not really realize it's going on until you start looking down at the shower and seeing all your hair falling off. This can be very, very difficult to deal with. So it goes without saying that the psychological effects of hair loss are very damaging and devastating to a person's self-confidence, self-image, and self-worth. But I want everybody to understand here that hair loss is a natural part of life. Like I said before, 80% of people go through this, and it's only a matter of time before you start losing hair. And I want you to understand that your hair does not define your self-worth. Yes, it is an extension of who you are, but oftentimes we get so caught up in the superficial nature of who we are and the physicality of who we are that we forget who we really are is our personality, our values, our morals, our ethics, and what we provide to one another, which often has very little to do with our hairstyle and our hair color and our hair texture. Your hair does not really do that much for you in the grand scheme of life when it comes down to who you are as a person, a brother, a sister, a family member, a husband, a wife, a son, a daughter. Your hair is just an extension of your physicality. It does not define who you are as a person. So the number one thing I want you to understand is don't let a little bit of hair falling off the top of your head define your value, your self-confidence, and your self-worth. It's okay. It happens to all of us. I've realized as I've gotten older that I'm losing hair as well, and it's very normal. Even though I have a lot of hair right now, I can still go bald in the next 10 years, and I'm very okay with that. A lot of people on my dad's side of the family were bald, and a lot of people on my mom's side of the family ended up being bald. And what I want you to understand is a lot of brown people, a lot of Arabic people, a lot of people from Indian descent are typically plagued with becoming bald in their 40s and 50s. So it's something that I've understood about myself, where maybe one day I'll be bald. But at the end of the day, I don't ever let that get me down. The way I look doesn't necessarily define my value to the world. Yes, I understand that some level of attraction must be there for a woman to find me approachable, but I don't necessarily think that that's going to define every single parameter of my dating life. But if you're worried about hair loss, let's talk about some treatments and some methods to prevent hair loss and kind of manage your hair falling out of your head. There's a lot of things that you can do to prevent hair loss and alopecia. One thing I'm going to tell you is maintaining optimal health. Exercise, diet, and just the way that you live your life is going to dramatically affect your level of hair retention in your life. A lot of people will avoid the sun. A lot of people will avoid wearing hats because these are often known to cause a lot of abrasion to the hair follicles and cause them to move and stay in an unrealistic and unexpected way. Using a lot of gels and products in your hair can often lead to hair loss. Doing a lot of things like dyeing your hair or treatments to your scalp can end up causing you to lose your hair. One thing I'm going to tell you outside of these things is that you can do things to retain your hair by maintaining optimal nutrition. There's certain vitamins that you can take that are formulated for your hair, skin, and nails that I'll leave in the description below that you can take to maintain the quality of your hair. And when we really dive into it, if you really want to get your hair back, you can even opt for surgery. And these are very, very successful nowadays. Now, me, I prefer the Ayurvedic natural route, and I'll leave a description for that stuff below. But if it's too far gone, I would recommend contacting some surgeons, especially outside of the country. Turkey is known for this, so is India, for surgery when it comes to hair transplants. I mean, Turkey is literally one of the best places to go to. Not that I've done this myself, but I have a lot of friends that have gone to Turkey and gotten surgery for their hair. So these are some things that you can do, and I would highly recommend talking to a medical professional and talking to your doctor and doing some research before you just jump abroad watching this YouTube video. At the end of it all, I want you to understand that hair loss does not define you, and you should develop routine not only to maintain your physical health, your emotional health, your financial health, but also your hair health. Hair has become a very important part of us in today's society, and I understand how it can really impact your self-worth and your self-confidence. Having a full hair of gorgeous hair can really bring you that confidence that you need to approach a woman that you like or the man of your dreams. Not having that can really make you feel like you're not that good. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of things that you can do to maintain that hair. There's a lot of technical things that you can do to preserve that hair. And there's things that you can understand that this does not define you, and your inner confidence can shine outward if you allow it to. That being said, guys, I hope this was helpful. Check out the links in the description below, and I'll see you next time.